Disney, The Lion King, Level 4. In this book,
Simba, the young son of Mufasa. Nala, Simba's friend. Mufasa, the king of the Pride Lands. Scar, Mufasa's brother. Timon, a meerkat in the jungle. Pumbaa, a warthog, and Timon's best friend. Mufasa was king of the Pride Lands. He was also Simba's father. Simba liked to sit on the high rock with his father. The two lions looked down on all the lands below them. One day, you're going to be the king of all this, Mufasa told his son. Then, Mufasa told Simba about the great circle of life. But Mufasa's brother Scar wanted to be king. He told Simba about a place outside the Pride Lands. There were elephant bones there, but it's a secret. Please don't go there, said Scar. It's very dangerous for young lions. Simba was excited. He wanted to know more about the dangerous place. Scar smiled. Secretly, he wanted Simba to go there. Simba told his best friend Nala about the secret place. We're going to the water, they told their mothers. That was not true. They went all the way to the secret place. Look at all the elephant bones, said Nala. The two young lions were excited and afraid. Then they heard a terrible noise. Suddenly, 3 hyenas stood in front of them. This is our place, one hyena said. We eat little lions who come here. The hyenas laughed. Simba and Nala were scared. They ran away fast. But the 3 hyenas ran after them, and they were faster. Suddenly, roar! Mufasa was there. The hyenas turned and ran from the Lion King. I'm sorry, Dad, Simba told Mufasa later that night. He didn't want his father to be angry with him. Mufasa pointed to the night sky. Simba, look up at the stars, he said. The great lion kings of the past looked down on us from up there. Those kings are always going to be there for you. One day, Scar took Simba into a deep valley. Wait here, he said. You're going to get a surprise. Scar left, and Simba waited for the surprise. He was excited. Suddenly, he heard a sound. Feet. Hundreds and hundreds of feet. Was this the surprise? Simba looked around. There were hundreds of wildebeests running through the valley. It was a stampede. Simba was very afraid. He tried to run, but there was no safe place in the valley. Help! He shouted. Suddenly, Mufasa was there. The king of the lions pushed his way through the wildebeests. He carried Simba in his mouth and put him on a rock high above the stampede. Simba was safe there. Mufasa tried to climb up a bigger rock. He looked up and saw Scar at the top. Help me, brother, said Mufasa. But Scar only smiled. I'm going to be the Lion King now, he said. Then he pushed Mufasa down to the stampede below them. From his rock, Simba couldn't see any of this. After the stampede, Simba climbed down into the valley. Dad, he called. Then he saw Mufasa's body and understood. His father was dead. Scar walked slowly into the valley. What did you do? He asked. It was an accident, answered Simba. He was afraid. What can I do? Run, said Scar. Run away and never come back. Simba ran and ran. He was scared and sad. Simba left the Pride Lands and started to run across the desert. After hours with only desert all around him, he couldn't run anymore. He was hungry and thirsty and tired. He fell to the ground and slept. After some time, Simba opened his eyes and saw 2 animals standing over him, a warthog and a meerkat. He isn't dead, cried Pumbaa the warthog. Lions eat meerkats, said Timon the meerkat. But perhaps this lion can be our friend. Friends don't eat friends. It was the start of a different life for Simba, with his 2 new friends. Simba lived with Timon and Pumbaa for many years. He became a big lion. One day, the 3 friends were in a new part of the jungle. Suddenly, a lioness jumped out at Pumbaa. "Help!" cried the warthog. "She's going to eat me!" Simba heard his friend and jumped between the lioness and the warthog. The 2 lions started to fight, but then Simba stopped and said, "Nala?" The lioness stopped. "Simba?" she asked. The 2 lions started to laugh. "What's happening here?" asked Timon. "Do you know her?" "Yes, Nala was my best friend years ago," cried Simba. That evening, Nala told Simba about life at home. "Scar is king now, and the hyenas work for him," she said. "There's no food and no water for the animals. Life is terrible. Simba, you must go back and help. You are the true king." "I'm not the king," Simba cried, "and I can't go back." He walked away angrily. "Nala doesn't understand," Simba said. "I can never go back. I can't change the past." He remembered Mufasa's words to him from years ago and looked up at the dark sky. "You said to me, I'm always going to be there for you." "But you're not," he shouted. Simba wanted to see his father, but then a deep voice said, "Simba." Simba looked up. "Father?" The clouds above him moved into a new shape. "I live inside you, Simba," the old king said. "You must remember that. You are my son and the one true king. Remember." The light started to go. "Don't leave," cried Simba. But the sky was dark again. Simba understood. He couldn't run from the past. He had to go home. Simba ran for hours across the desert. At last, he came to the Pride Lands. He was surprised. Years ago, it was a beautiful place, but not now. Simba looked behind him. Nala, Timon, and Pumbaa were there. "Friends help their friends," said Timon. Simba found Scar on the high rock. "I'm the king now," Simba told his uncle. But Scar said, "Tell all the animals your secret. How did Mufasa die?" "It was an accident," Simba cried. Suddenly, Scar pushed him back off the rock. Simba nearly fell, but he held on to the top of the rock with his front paws. "Here's my little secret," said Scar quietly. "I killed Mufasa." At the sound of these words, Simba became stronger. He jumped up from the rock and fought Scar. Scar was strong, but Simba was stronger and faster. He pushed Scar down. "Say it louder," he shouted. "I killed Mufasa," shouted Scar. "Now run," Simba said. "Run away and never come back." It was the start of a new time. Simba was the Lion King now, and Nala was the Queen. They stood on the high rock with their new son and looked down at the Pride Lands. Simba remembered his father's words. There was a circle of life, and now Simba was part of that circle.